Hello, peeps, and hello, peppers, and welcome to Lundi or Lundi, which is actually should be my Monday video, but as you might have figured, I need to film those videos when I'm doing well and when I have a time window where I actually can do this. For those who have never been here, my name is Frida Martens. I am sort of a storyteller with cerebral palsy, autism, and some other long term differences of body and central nervous system. So I am trying to build up my own little art corner here. Also, in order to make a business out of storytelling and teach people, like, in my own quirky way. I can teach languages with drawings and so forth. And I actually totally like when words look the same in two different languages, but they mean something totally different. Like lundi in French means Monday, and in Icelandic, Lundi, they're written exactly the same way, means Puffin. And a couple of years ago, I went puffing watching, and I mean, I'm kind of short, I'm kind of chubby, and people make assumptions about me. And actually, it was really a nice experience at the recent Pride Parade here in Reykjavik to spontaneously paint a sign and hold it up that was saying, "I'm not an exotic animal." And the children who didn't speak English asked, "What does it say on that sign?" Because they only saw the funny animals that I drew. So, yes, people sometimes stare at me like an exotic animal because I'm often very colorfully dressed, and I use a wheelchair or varying walking equipment, and I identify a lot with the puffin, otherwise I wouldn't tell such stories about the puffin. I was invited to do puffin watching because I helped people in the community something, and then there was this puffin that was way smaller than I imagined it. Like, most people think this bird looks like a penguin because all these stuffed dolls look like penguins. But the original bird that most Icelanders and many tourists have probably not seen a live specimen of, that is rather the size of a pigeon. And it's usually quite mute, but, or it doesn't say a lot, but like, you know how you tell the little children what says the dog, woof woof, and what says the cat, meow meow. When I once stayed at a place with Swedish people, they said vad säger, which is like what says, and then in Icelandic it's same, almost the same word, but a little bit sharper spoken, hvað säger. So, for instance, hvað säger hundurinn? Vad säger hunden in Swedish? What says the dog? Woof woof. So I have introduced actually to people what says the puffin. Hvað säger lundin? No! Because, like, when puffins feel threatened, they make this bawling sound, and here is where the puffin watching comes in. These birds were so small and cute and gullible. But when this seagull came that was like 3 times their size, and it mostly also had really ugly colors, this teeny tiny petite puffin stood up and made no, because his life depended on it. I won't even say as if his life depended on it, but he wanted to, like, protect his eggs or his young. I mean, okay, his eggs. I don't even know if it was if they were a male or a female, because you don't see so much of a sexual dimorphism. Okay, anyway, not so much of a difference between the male and the female. I have not consciously heard of puffins who are or experience themselves somewhere in between the genders, but for my Pride alphabet on Instagram, I still tried to get some trans colors into the picture. But yes, the puffins do what they can to defend their colonies. And actually, this way they became big role models to me. And yes, the past week I talked to my friends a lot about role models, but and also my friends answered this search for role models. I should let's say find surroundings that lift me up. Like one of my friends brought this example that when you send young children to a kindergarten, that may sometimes get on the nerves of the older children, but actually being with the older children can teach the younger children more. So I should actually, yeah, in some contexts, I have the feeling that I operate rather like a big child, even though I'm 40 plus. And it's like not unheard of that autistic people sometimes in some aspects of life operate like big children. For instance, like collecting plushies is really common. And I might say I'm also a little bit naive. But I don't like people telling me that I'm naive. I know that enough myself. So I need to learn to spread my wings and fly and to defend my own values, my own like find my puffin colony. Like if I am a puffin, I identify a lot with puffins. They are migratory birds. They are only in Iceland in a very restricted time window in the summer. Like when the first puffin comes in April, the people declare the spring to begin. And like in early August, the pufflings or písur. I like how the Icelandic language has an extra word for the young puffin. Okay, the písur are ready to fly. Are you ready to fly? And in the Westman Islands, like offshore South Iceland, many of the pufflings or písur mistake the town's lights for the stars. So actually, they end up in the Vestmannaeyjabær, the Westman Island town. There is only one Westman Island town, even though there are multiple Westman Islands, because only the largest island is inhabited. And then the children put the pufflings in the shoe boxes on straw or cotton or something that they find, just to keep them warm overnight. I am not too sure if that is necessary for the animals, but the children enjoy it so much to be like a part of the community, and like when it's light in the morning, they throw the puffins into the air and yeah, get them to fly. It is my understanding that you can't feed them because they only eat specific fish, and it is only has only been found out a couple of years ago that they switched from one fish that was not more there in the area to another one. So here is cheers to the adaptations to climate change wherever that is possible. Some people have, so I read on the internet, tried to feed the puffins with shrimps. That only went so and so far as to success. I personally would say I would not feed wild animals, and if I had to, I would kind of ask a like ranger stations or something like that for advice. And yeah, people who can really handle wild animals would also be good role models for me, because we are all part of nature, whether we want or not. Um, so, um, yes, sometimes I am a little puffin, kind of misunderstood. So, dear Tarot, because, like, yeah, dear Tarot, I wanted to introduce a new corner of my YouTube channel that was called Tarot Tuesday, because I don't want to have these cards up and about all the time. I also have other themes in life, so Tuesday Tarot. What can I do to feel seen? Oh, Queen of Swords. The sword is always the air element in my own black and white Puffin tarot design. I even had like the scene with the puffin and the seagull with swords. I am still figuring out if the tarot is better in black and white or in color. And I think that will be a long process of figuring out. So, sword is the air sign. Yes, here is like, this is sort of like a ladder, like doing it step by step, doing projects step by step. Showing off strength, showing off that we have weapons with our art. The skirt has multiple layers and probably also such rings to hold it up. So maybe this card wants to tell me and other artists that we need when we plan a project, we need a solid skeleton. And snow mountains. This could be Iceland in the wintertime. Yeah, I meant to say now that the summer and puffin season and so on is over, actually, I hear way more German-speaking people on the bus. So I have a theory that the people rather come in this like after season if they can, because it's a bit cheaper. Okay, cheap is very relative in Iceland, yes, but it is a little bit cheaper. A couple of years ago, my friends came for a ring road trip with me in late September, and the ring road trip was until early October. And we saved a lot of money by planning ahead and booking accommodations way ahead, but that also meant we had much less flexibility if we really wanted to stay with people where the chemistry was unexpectedly good, or if we really wanted to see something sometime longer. So like the coin always has two sides. So how can I or other people here also attract the people that we want to have in our lives and people who are interested in sharing our lives? Oops, this came upside down. Some tarot readers say this has a specific meaning if it's upside down. This is the Three of Wands. I'm not too familiar with what the numbers here mean, but to me the three is always like a fairy tale number. There's a ship that comes in, but maybe someday when my ship comes in, this is like hanging something from the tree that you're sitting on. So yes, get a good point of view also by let's say gaining some inner distance from the stuff that is going on in your life. And these green hills could be Iceland too. So yeah, find a different angle to view things and dare to sometimes be a puffin. Say, I don't want to be on the ground, I want to be a migratory bird, and I want to be able to say no